JetBlue is returning to Hyannis. The Barnstable Senior Center hopes a new survey will help them grow. And Town Council will meet tonight. We have details about what's on the agenda. These stories and more on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Thursday, June 4th, 2015. I'm Sarah Mantle. JetBlue is gearing up to bring back its direct flight from Hyannis to New York for the summer season. 2 weeks from today, JetBlue will begin daily nonstop flights between Hyannis and JFK International Airport. The service will run through Labor Day. Daily trips will depart JFK at 11:22 a.m., arriving in Hyannis at 12:28. The next flight returning to JFK will depart Hyannis at 1:09 p.m. Last summer, more than 12,000 passengers took advantage of the service. In an effort to better serve the town of Barnstable's growing senior population, the Senior Center has randomly selected residents over age 50 to participate in a town-wide research project. The information gathered will help the town plan and provide for the changing needs of our adult residents. This study is being conducted in partnership with the University of Massachusetts, Boston. If you're selected, we hope you take a few minutes to fill out and return the survey. Well, Town Council meets tonight. Barnstable This Morning host Sarah Colvin gets details from Town Council President Jessica Rapp-Crissetti.
So deep in budget season, of course, the capital budget has been all wrapped up, and now we're heading into operating budget territory. But there are some other items on the agenda as well. So let's talk about what's in store for Town Council tonight.
Well, after our public comment and town manager communications and minutes and whatnot, we'll hear from the CFAC, or Comprehensive Financial Advisory Committee, and they'll be reporting on the operational budget for FY16 as they do annually. And I believe Laura Cronin, the chair, will be presenting CFAC's overview of the budget, which is always very informative and very helpful for me. And I also, they have online the past reports with regards to the budget, and I find it to be very informative. So we'll be hearing from that committee, which is an advisory committee to the council.
And they really do, Jessica, a wonderful job kind of looking through the budget and making suggestions and finding the pluses and the minuses and their thoughts and ideas on the budget. And I know that they work really hard at that, and it's always interesting to hear their perspective.
Yeah, they put together a 25-page or plus report annually, and this is just, with regards to the operating budget. So they also do one with the capital improvement program too. So I really appreciate their in-depth look at the numbers. So
absolutely,
we'll be hearing from them, and then we'll go into one item under old business that's outside the operating budget, and that's for the appropriation transfer order for $36,415 for the pole barn garage addition at Structures and Grounds facility. That's on Pitcher's Way. Most of the guys, when they report to work, they report over actually to Mosswood Cemetery area and dispatch from there. And this addition to the pole barn at a more centrally located facility on Pitcher's Way in Hyannis will at least they'll allow for some storage and workshop space and equipment storage and maintenance and whatnot. And the building personnel will do most of the construction on this. So that will be a welcome addition, I'm sure, for them.
Absolutely, and not having to drive all the way out to Mosswood, certainly, I think, for some
That's
of
right.
Well. It's always lovely to go
then
to
we
it,
get
right?
into, before we have a reading in and acting on the items, we will have an overview of the budget from the town manager as well as the director of finance, Mark Milne. And this also is available online. It's a summary of the operating budget, and they'll highlight the significant changes and whatnot going forward.
Great.
And then we'll get right into it, starting with the airport. And during the CIP program agendas, the airport was last. Well, they've waited and waited at many meetings. They'll be up first with regards to the operating budget.
Great. Nice to give them a chance to get there and get done and not
then
have
we'll
to sit
just
around.
continue from there. We'll get through as many as possible. I know during our agenda meeting I did discuss with the town manager and Vice President and Kennedy and Mark Milne and Mark Ells about the timeline with regards to the budget. Last year I think we did it in two readings, 2 sessions. We have a third meeting in June if we need it, but I'm going to take a pulse and see how we're doing going through this. Over 20 items. I think it's 23 items, 24 items in the budget, and so we'll take a pulse during the meeting. And if I see that we're not making headway, because I appreciate all the council's thoughtful questions and comments regarding the budget, and I don't want to make it feel rushed. So
Indeed.
I will continue just the operating budget to the meeting on on June 11th, which would be a special meeting because normally our meetings are on the first and third Thursday. So an additional meeting would be on the 11th, and that would be just to address the operating budget if I see we're not moving ahead quickly, because as you know, this is all have to be completed by fiscal year's end, which is June 30th.
Absolutely. So just about a month
there
to
are
go.
other items on the agenda that fall outside of the appropriation orders, and those will be continued to the 18th if we aren't moving ahead well on the budget.
Right.
But those are appointments and reappointments to our boards, committees, and commissions. And we also have an item in there that is an appropriation and loan order of $785,000 for funding the reconstruction of Taxiway Charlie and a portion of Taxiway Delta. That's an airport item.
Sure, and those
It
both
did not get into the CIP or the operating budgets outside of that. And also, those are first readings on the appointments, and then the items we've got 4 items, which are actually I think they're 5 items.
5, I believe.
Which are community preservation fund items. And that's everything from the preservation of the historic town hall, the stairs on the east and west stairs, and the first floor entrance. They're doing some work on the stairway now, and they haven't unveiled it yet, but I understand a portion of it is nearing completion.
Oh, good. That's good to
And
hear.
we have an improvement to the field at the Barnstable Community Horseman Charter Public School. That's a preservation fund project of $117,000, and one $504,000 for affordable housing on High River Road, Marston's Mills, and an appropriation order in the amount of $295,000. That's for the Sandy Neck acquisition. That's for the 14 acres on Sandy Neck. These items are, and excuse me, there is one last item from CPC that just came in, and that's the $100,000 for affordable housing on 1819 Old Stage Road, West Barnstable. All those CPC items will be referred to a public hearing on the 18th of June.
Great.
We'll be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 7 a.m. On tomorrow's show, we will have our weekly arts and culture segment. We'll chat with Patty Machado, Director of Leisure Services. She's going to tell us about an upcoming class to train lifeguards. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mantle.